Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Oh, hold up for a second. Hold up. Don't go nowhere. Hold up. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Hold up. Hang on. Hold up. We them boys. Hold up. We making noise. I need to have at least a victory drink. It's been so long. It's been a long time coming. I mean a long time coming. Whoo, Cowboys. I know it was only the Bungles without Joe Burrow, but we got a complete team win for once. The thing that's been missing from the Dallas Cowboys in forever, you can point to right now. All the examples of the problems or what the needs are for the Dallas Cowboys showed up today. You saw the Cowboys winning this game, not because of spectacular play from Andy Dalton, not by spectacular play from Zeke Elliott. What you saw was a defense that helped your offense. The takeaways, Aldon Smith, shout out to you, brother. Shout out for taking that fumble all the way. Shout out to D-Law for causing those fumbles. Shout out to Tyrone Crawford for finally being seen, having 2 sacks late in the game. Shout out to Randy Gregory delivering blows on the quarterback. Shout out to the defense for the most part. Now, we still had a lot of defensive failures. We had a lot of guys that were still open that shouldn't have been, but we saw some for once. I don't know if this was a sense of urgency where they said basically Mike Nolan's about out of here. I don't know if this was Jerry Jones who's pissed off because they got flexed out of Sunday night's game. And after seeing the 49ers play, I'm sorry. 49ers are bad. It's hard to believe that they were in the Super Bowl last year, but that's that Super Bowl hangover. Shout out to the defense because for the first time this year, I have actually seen more than one guy engaging somebody and tackling. I saw a team effort. I saw guys trying to play together. We don't have the talent out there. I get that. But we finally saw for the first time some effort where everybody was trying to go to the ball. Now, I get a lot of flack because, I was happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that we at least showed some sign of life. And everybody, you don't want to win. You want to tank for the draft picks. I get that. But God damn it, it just feels so good to have a win. It feels good to your soul to think, at least for 1 week, that those giant cockroaches won't be knocking at my door because they got their teeth kicked in. Because they showed who they really are. The Giants are who we thought they were. And that's still a crappy team because they got Jason Garrett eyes tonight. You know how it is, Cowboy fans. Giants fans don't understand that. They see their team. We're getting better. We're moving on up the ladder, man. We're moving on up. Man, we're on easy street. We've been there where we've had that height, where things are going good. Things are pointing in the right direction. The game is in the hand. And at the last second, that shit gets snatched out from underneath of you. You know it. Every year we had 8-8 where it's like, look, all we got to do is win one game. We in the playoffs. 8-8. We lost to the Giants, the Washington team, and the Eagles 3 years in a row. We've been there. We've been there with the catch, no catch. We've been there with Aaron freaking Rodgers. I hate that guy. Losing in the playoffs. We understand where you think that the shit is not going to happen, and it happens. It's now happened to you, Giant fans. It's happened to you. Get used to it. Eagles, I got to give you credit. You are great at creating a quarterback controversy. That's what you got right now. You got a $33 million man sitting on the bench. But the Cowboys double up on wins tonight. We literally doubled up on wins. How? It's kind of cool because the Eagles won. The Eagles, had we won and the Eagles lost, the Eagles would have been ahead of us in the draft position. Now, I had Eagle trolls that they finally showed some sign of life. I ain't seen you cockroaches for a couple of weeks now. You know who you are. You know that you're not. See, I got no problem with Philly 500. Philly can come kick my teeth at any time because when his team loses, he mans up. He shows up, win or lose. You fair weather cockroaches, get out of here. Because a man who ain't got his word is a cockroach. And that's what you fair weather fans are. You Giant fans that were all in here last week, talking about me bending the knee. Bending the knee? Bending the knee to a team that hasn't beaten us since 2016? Are you crazy or just plain stupid? Bend the knee. Shit. But because the Eagles won, they move on up the chain. As Philly 500 thinks, they're going to win the next 3 games and win the division. Okay, you can have those dreams. You can have those dreams, but Philly, I got the tape. I got your tape of you going crazy at the beginning of the game and then sweating it out in the end. You were sweating. You were sweating, dog. You were about to have a heart attack. I'm going to send you a heart monitor for Christmas because I'm concerned about you watching these games. But as luck would have it, after we won, we were sitting in 6th place. Eagles win, they move out. We move down to 5. And as luck would have it, the Chargers, with their rookie quarterback, were playing the Atlanta Falcons. And the game was tied 17-17. Atlanta Falcons. Wonder what the Falcons will do with having a lead at the end of a game. They let Justin Herbert throw about a 27-yard pass play to put them in field goal range, in which case they kicked the field goal in regulation to win the game as clock went out. So, the Cowboys gave you some hope tonight, got a victory so we can at least kind of say, hey, we saw some good things. But they didn't lose any draft position. We're still on track for the number 4 pick. Now, I don't think we're going to move up any higher than that after beating Cincinnati. You're not. You're not. But at least I feel good going into tonight. And I tell you, I want to thank everybody who came in tonight because this was cool for me to have Rashid melt down after all the smack that the Giant fans talked all week. To see him literally have to do the walk of shame on camera, that was cool. That was cool. For my cousin, congratulations to you. Your Washington football team looks like they are the class of the division. They are. That defense of yours going into the season, what I said, and if you want me to go through, as Philly 500 says, he does 20 tapes a day. If you want me to go through about 1,000 videos, I can guarantee you that I came back through because I told you that your defensive front scared me. That's the thing that scared me about the Washington football team is that defensive line. And that defense, man, you're going to be scary for years to come. If you can get the offense to be equally as good, it's back to the 80s. I ain't going to bullshit you. But I'm telling you, you are back to being like the Washington team was in the 80s. A defense that's taking no shit. And if you have an offense, man, that's going to be rough. Giants, well, you're not quite ready for prime time. Eagles, you got a full-blown quarterback controversy. How many times, and here's a cautionary tale for you. Now, I'm going to say that it seemed like the Eagles responded to Hurts better than they ever do for Carson Wentz. It seems like everybody responds better to the Eagles offense than Carson Wentz. And now you have to look at it and say, is Carson Wentz holding the team back? Because your playoff run in the Super Bowl, that was Nick Foles. Your playoff run the next time, after Wentz got hurt, that was Nick Foles. Your team coming back to life, that's Jalen Hurts. The time has come to go back and realize that Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. That he has been held up, propped up by his coaches and the media and everything else. Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. He is not a leader that gets people to play to their potential. If anything, teams play down to his level. And that's not good. Now, I will say a cautionary tale, because this is a rookie's first start, because the book is not out from him, because he used his legs a lot, that defensive coordinators will look at the film and they will learn how to help to combat that in the future. So it may not be that easy going forward. You can look at Garrett Gilbert, where he started for us because there really wasn't a book out on him. We ended up getting a victory against Minnesota, a team that has good defense. And that's the way it works in football. So now the problem for you Eagles is you've opened up Pandora's box. You've given people hope about Hurts. He made some mistakes in there. He turned over the ball, but he also elevated everybody else and got you a victory. So it's one of those love-hate things. For us, Omar, Omar, you drive me crazy because, you're always in there like, man, you don't want to win. You don't want to. I want to win. I'm sorry. It hurts to my soul week after week losing. I get that we want to have those draft picks and say that this year is just a wash because COVID sucks. 2020 is abysmal. We've got, we had 10 offensive linemen that started out the season on the roster, the first roster. 7 of them have been on IR or still on IR. Your quarterback, who clearly is the best quarterback in the division. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Dak Prescott by far is the best quarterback in the NFC East. You lost that guy. But you have some pieces. Amari Cooper, who, constantly gets looked down upon and doubted, is a guy that's still on pace for 1,200 yards and 100 receptions. I don't know what's going on with Zeke. He's got the injury, and hopefully he'll bounce back next year with the offseason. But you got, CeeDee Lamb, you've got Michael Gallup, you got Blake Jarwin, and Dalton Schultz. You've got pieces to work with. You found some few decent offensive linemen in Tyler Badass, as well as Connor Williams is having a great season. If you can get back Lyle Collins, if you can get Zach Martin healthy again, next year. If you can get Tyron Smith for some of the games and end up, getting another tackle, your offense will be great. But here's the thing that's a kicker. And I know it's the best thing is that we did not lose draft position. And this is where I say it's truly a win-win for us today. Us winning the division here is a consolation prize that will shortchange us. And I know as soon as we won, it's like, well, we got the Giants and the Eagles left. We win those games, we got it. Well, actually, I want to kind of thank the Washington team, because the Washington team now getting that victory, having a tiebreaker against us makes that a lot more impossible. There's a chance, but we need the Washington team to fall on their ass. But that defense is peaking, and Ron Rivera is a coach that has been there, that understands what winning is and about that defense. So that makes it a little further out of reach. But if we can keep that pick, we can get that pick along with the ones that we already have and do some magic with it. Guys, we could be in a great position next year. And so the hard part for me is when I live stream, there's so much going on. I'm trying to read the chats, and, you got 5, 6, 7, 800 people in there. You got 30, 40 chats going a minute, chat rate. So you're trying to keep up with, seeing the comments and reading those comments. You're trying to watch the game. You're trying to keep an eye on what's going on with Rashid and stuff like that. So there's so much stuff that's going on. I lose sight of a lot of the individual battles and things and what's going on in the games. What I usually have to do if I have time is just go back and rewatch the game, the Game Pass. I go back through and watch the coaches film, where the game is speeded up so you can stop it, stop, share, look and all that, and really go back into it and see the individual battles and how guys played. But there's nothing I enjoy more than watching the game and going through the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows throughout the game and dealing with that with you guys. So we'll have a lot more on what happened, the battles and things. I touched on a few of the players that played well. Andy Dalton, going back to Cincinnati, which has to be hard knowing that, this is where I was drafted. I played for all these years and things, and now I'm relegated to a backup quarterback. here and not having a great season, you have that whole longing of the past. Had to feel good for him to get the victory there to kind of say, yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I got the victory over you guys and so on. But for the Cowboys as an organization, it has to be, when you think about what they lost this week, as much as Jerry Jones tried to play off losing losing that Sunday night football game, that truly rocked him to his core. That never in his life has his ego taken a slap like that, where the NFL, regardless of what we've had bad seasons before, but to take a game that was already scheduled for you in prime time and take it away and put you at 1 o'clock had to put a sense of urgency and a bit of anger and probably a bit of edge on Jerry Jones that I guarantee you that the whole team felt. To me, when I looked at this game, watching the players on the field, there was more excitement and more motivation from all of them and more anger and playing with a sense of urgency than it has all season long. If they can take what they got here and use that as a building block going through the rest of the season, going into the off season, that will build up hope, desire, and fire for them to get working for next year. And that, my friends, is how you get things back on track. You don't want to go through and be the Jets and have this disappointing season where you're basically saying, we're saying goodbye to everybody. We know the coaching staff's going out of here. We don't know who's going to be running the organization. We don't know which guys that's in this locker next to me are going to be back. You don't want that. You want to have some good feelings here and hope and signs of life. And you got some of that today. Now, we got the 49ers next week. The 49ers, they're like us right now. They have a lot of injuries. They're a bad team. They're disappointed. They were in the Super Bowl last year. That's another game that there's an opportunity. And then, of course, you've got the Giants team that maybe not as good as everybody thought they were. And then you've got the Eagles. It may end up being that we're not that top 5 pick. But as long as we're in that top 10, we're going to be all right. So it's only 8 o'clock. So I'm going to have my fireside chat later. I know this is a fire and I'm sitting beside it and I'm chatting, but this is not my fireside chat. This is actually my post game because I've been live streaming for 7 hours plus and I enjoyed every minute of it. All right, I'll be back later. Just wanted to give you a little taste. Well, it's not a little taste, shit. Damn thing's 19 minutes. All right, I'll see you in a few.